And now a reading from The Master's Touch on Being a Sacred Teacher for the New Age by Yogi Bhajan, PhD, Master of Kundalini Yoga, read by Matthew Jadev. The Teacher's Oath. I am not a woman. I am not a man. I am not a person. I am not myself. I am a teacher. Class 1, morning of July 20th, 1996. What is happiness? The Age of Aquarius is coming our way. Emptiness, insanity, and pain shall be everybody's affair. They shall come to you, as insane as they are. If you do not take away their pain, and instead you sit in judgment, you are wrong people. What is happiness? Come on now, you are all teachers. What is it? You are healthy, that's why you are here. Happy you are not, that I know. You are holy because you have 9 holes. Everybody's holes are working, is that true? Happy you are not. You can never be happy. Happiness has one condition. It has payment. Take my word for it. Almighty God may be with you, but you shall not be happy if you do not know the formula for happiness. The known formula for happiness is, commitment will give you character. That will give you dignity. That will give you divinity. That will give you grace. That will give you the power to sacrifice. Then you'll feel achieved and you'll be happy. Correct? Does anybody know anything other than that? But we want instant happiness. How to get through this? Hey, come on. We're all friends. Let us participate. Why are you looking at me? Have I got horns? One day I had to learn it too. But unfortunately, I was 7 years old. I never stopped learning. So, what is the principle of happiness, folks? Student. Happiness is connecting and knowing the word sat. Yogi Bhajan. That's the easy way out. Everyone laughs. What is happiness? Go ahead. Student. When the river joins the ocean. Yogi Bhajan. It is called completion because it'll start coming out as the clouds again. Very good thought. In the Nirvana Sutra, it is the perfect thought. It is truth. But it is Piscean. Next. Student. Wake up at 3. Yogi Bhajan. Wake up at 3 and you have conquered your own death. That's good. Sounds right. Then when you wake up at 3, you have the day to yourself. You are preparing time. You are in your own solitude. Solitude makes your attitude known to you. Solitude makes the altitude known to you, and you become a conqueror. That's an incentive. Very good incentive. But not all. Student. Awareness. Yogi Bhajan. Awareness, my dear girl, of what? This is the infinite world. Nobody will ever know what is what. Student. Of my own infinity. Yogi Bhajan. Your infinity is you when you stop thinking. Have you stopped thinking? That's the end of it. Awareness takes these things away from you. Thinking, reason, logic, argument, fantasies, planning, scheming, knowing, and worrying. These 9 things must go before you can say that you are on the path of awareness. Do you know why? Don't you know? God, this little thing you don't even know. You come for a teacher's course because the one who rotates the earth can take care of your routine. These 9 things you do are unwanted. They only satisfy your ego. When there is ego, there is no amigo. So we're talking about happiness. What is the principle of happiness? We started 3HO, healthy, happy, holy, right? Healthy you are, one way or the other. As long as you are not in the graveyard pit, you are okay. Holy you are. Anybody who has 9 holes and controls what comes in and goes out is holy. But happy. What is the definition of being happy? Student. To experience that me and God are one. Yogi Bhajan. That's always one. Experience what? You don't believe it. You are always one with God. Without God, you are not in your nucleus. You can't even breathe. That's the fight between an organic and an inorganic religion. Organically, we are all divine. Duality is created by our identity, not by our infinity. By infinity, you are all divine. There's absolutely no reason to see anybody as wrong. What is wrong? There cannot be anything wrong. Wrong and right is our judgment. Judgment is wrong to begin with. What is wrong then? Go ahead, keep talking. Student, there's a difference between the reality that is true and, Yogi Bhajan, reality which has no royalty is not reality, and royalty which does not have forgiveness has no right to exist. That existence which does not have discipline cannot deliver. That deliverance is in the measurement of personal happiness, and that needs discipline in every facet of life, not facts of life. Student, happiness is the true intention of serving each other. Yogi Bhajan, intention doesn't count on this planet. Student, then it's the act of serving each other. Yogi Bhajan shakes his head no. Within your discipline, whether you serve or you deserve, within your discipline you live or you don't live. Within your discipline you eat or you don't eat. Within your discipline you are the discipline. If you are the master of that discipline, which is you, you are all God. There's no other. Ad Puran Mood Puran Ant Puran Parmasure. Guru Arjan, Sri Guru Granth Sahib, page 705. The transcendent Lord pervaded in the beginning, pervades in the middle, and will pervade in the end. In the beginning you are you. In the middle you are you. In the end you are God. There's nothing else. If you can't close your eyes, you can't open your eyes. That's the end of the eyes. There's nothing to it. Nothing was, nothing is, nothing shall be. For thousands of years, the Piscean age has lied to us to make us find God, while they knew that we are gods. Now we cannot take even 2 days to remember we are gods. Longitude and latitude are given to everybody. Altitude and attitude are given by Kundalini Yoga. When the spiral rises to penetrate through all the chakras, the man knows he's Brahm. That's why they say Kundalini Yoga is dangerous. It's dangerous because it takes away from man the ability to be exploited by another man. And for some, life without exploitation has no juice. Well, what is the use if I can't exploit him? If I can't exploit her, what am I doing? There has to be exploitation somewhere. I can't accept this child. I need my hook, my control, my thing. The child must agree I'm great and she's not great. Right? Isn't it true? Who knows? This child tomorrow may be the greatest of all greats, and I'll not be. When you see somebody, you see the clouds, and you judge the sun. It's a cloudy day. Then after 5 minutes, it's so bright and beautiful. What happened to the clouds? They are gone. The one who has created you is a perfect Lord, and he cannot create imperfect. That's the Aquarian truth which you have to believe. Everything is subject to his will. Are you willing to live that truth? Well, then what about your will? Answer me. If everything is God's will, then what about your will? Student, is it truly my will and my soul which are in conflict? Yogi Bhajan, your truly soul and your truly will is to watch out for God's will. You are on the driver's seat. Watch the lane and the freeway and the signs and the exit and the number and the direction. Therefore, you must have a driver's license, and that's called discipline. I tell all the Sikhs, don't read this Ekon car if you do not know how to drive your own car. Your car is being the body and the self, and you are the driver. You are not the soul. You are not the mind. You are not the body. You are the essence of it. Learn this. You can redeem your soul, or you can totally destroy it. Student, I find when I use my will, I run into all the crashes and the ups and downs. Yogi Bhajan, no, your will was not given for that. I didn't give you $10 to spend on you. I said, do charity. God gave you your will to find God's will. It's just like giving somebody $10 to do charity, not to eat it up on themselves. Somebody manufactured you, made you to be. You didn't come here by your will. You came here to find God's will. That is the purpose we have forgotten. I came to Canada with $35 in my pocket. They are still there. They told me, "You can't live one day on that. You have to earn money and you have to learn driving." I said, "Why should I do anything? I served the government of India. I had everything. Now I'm going to serve God. I'm going to have to do everything? Forget it. I don't like demotions. I didn't have clothes. I didn't have food. I didn't have any amenities on this earth to survive in minus 45 degrees centigrade temperatures. I lived. I survived." I said to him, "Try your best. Test me out. If it makes you happy to give me nothing, have fun." That's when I wrote that poem. One day the day shall come when all the glory shall be thine. Still I gave him the credit. People say it is yours. I shall deny, not mine. Read that poem. It's wonderful. It was written in those days when I used to put a newspaper on my feet to walk through the snow. I never gave up. The only word I have brought you folks is keep up. That's the trademark of Yogi Bhajan, Yogi Bhajan. Nobody has a title like mine, the garbage cleaner of the United States. I tell you today, and I'll tell you tomorrow, and I'll tell you every day, you have only one friend, you and your discipline, which will give you all that you need. The rest are all promises. After studying every scripture of every religion and what I went through, I have found that there are 3 words, sadhana, aradhana, and prabhupati. Sadhana means discipline. Aradhana means perfecting the discipline, and prabhupati means you will become the Lord Master of God itself. Now, should I bring you any other news? You think you are weak. You think you are handicapped. You think many things. That's what you think. But the first thing Nanak said was, think not. 100,000 thinkings won't make sense. You don't think. Your intellect thinks. Your intelligence never thinks. Intelligence can find an answer. Intellect thinks. You are insecure? You're insecure? Yeah, you are insecure. You are very insecure because your intuition is not there. Your intuition will tell you what will happen tomorrow. Hey, how much gasoline would it take to rotate this planet Earth? Though it is one of the littlest of all planets, and proportionately, it is not worth anything. In proportion to the universe, it is 30 trillion into mega, multiplied by 30 million square into 30 million times square. Figure it out. That's why Guru Nanak said, Patala patal, lak agasa agas, arak bal, take ved kahan ikvat. Guru Nanak, Sri Guru Granth Sahib, page 5, from the 22nd Pari of Japji Sahib. There are netherworlds and more netherworlds below them, and there are thousands of skies over them. The scriptures pronounce one conclusion, that people are tired of searching the limits and boundaries of God. He said, it's all lies. Some say it is the 18th region. This is endless, infinity. Here is the biggest physicist in the world, and I gave her a formula yesterday. I said, figure it out. Did you figure it out? Student, no, sir. Yogi Bhajan, figure it out. You believe in Einstein, right? And his theory? This is the formula I gave you. Figure it out. 2 infinity into 2 square, 2. 1 infinity into 1 square, 10. That's the universe. Simple. My students 2,000 years from now will understand all that I have taught. Not today. Today you are Piscean going into the Age of Aquarius. You are still insecure. You're worse than birds and fishes. Are they insecure? Have you ever seen a fish insecure? Have you met one? Really? Have you found a fish insecure? Or have you found a bird insecure? There was a guy who didn't feel happy, and he had a terrible problem with me. He said, well, you are wrong. You teach this, you teach that. You teach Sikh Dharma. I said, what do I teach? I don't teach anything. The circumstances made it happen. We were the most innocent people. We were just 3 HO and I was not doing anything. Why are you accusing me of that? He said, why not? I said, what is your problem? He said, I wanted to be your student and I can't have hair and I can't tie turban. This is in between me and you. I want to be your student. I said, you're not talking gracefully, therefore you're not my student. You do not know the manners of how to talk to a teacher. You think a teacher is a man. He said, if I have to accept you as my teacher, then I have to accept you. I said, you have to accept what? I have 2 pounds of feces in there. There's a half a pound of urine in there. You don't have to accept that. You have to only accept my wisdom and my caliber of technology in which I can make you a better person. Accepting me as a teacher doesn't mean I am your teacher, you are my slave. Where did you learn that? No, I have a problem with this. I said, what is your problem? I don't want to have hair. I said, you shall not have it. Now he's bald and he's accusing me of having cursed him. I said, now it's very clean, Mr. Clean, like that character Kojak. The fact is, it is not that whatever I say happens. I just let you know it is happening. Sometimes a trend can change, the weather can change, circumstances can change. But everybody has intuition, and everybody through their development of intuition should know tomorrow so there'll be no sorrow. But what is in our way is our ego. Who is he to tell me? I am not anybody to tell you. I am your body, which has gone a certain way to tell you there is a way. I'm not telling you anything. The age of Aquarius is coming our way. Emptiness, insanity, and pain shall be everybody's affair. People will like to hit walls to find out where they can go. They shall come to you, as insane as they are. If you do not take away their pain, and instead you sit in judgment, you are wrong people. That's why we wanted to teach you how to remain disciplined in the most undisciplined world, how to grow, to glow, how to serve, to be. First, we identify ourselves. We are. Second, our words should be such that they should cool down any fire, the desperation, the depression of that person. Third, we must have the power to uplift the soul and serve the person, to be graceful. And finally, we must stand pure. Do you know the oath of a Kundalini yoga teacher? Let's do it and figure it out, then let us discuss it. You all do it, whether you are a woman or a man. I'm not a woman. I'm not a man. I'm not a person. I'm not myself. I'm a teacher. After that oath, is there any question left? You might be thinking in the sense that, what about my earnings? And what about my wife? And what about my, hey, everything fits in the puzzle. You don't have to worry. There are 2 ways. One way is that you hustle and you swim and you go across. Or you let things happen to you and you are taken across in a luxury liner. It is up to you. So don't cut life short. Life is a gift. Don't create a rift and don't drift. Be with life. Life doesn't give you morale. You give life morale. Life doesn't give you ethics. You give life ethics. Life doesn't give you manners. You give life manners. Life doesn't give you lies. You give life lies. Life didn't tell you what is truth. You make up truth. It's all wrong in your head. Nothing is wrong with your heart. Forget searching this, searching that, doing this, doing that. The time you waste in logic, reason, argument, fantasies, all that, that's a waste of happiness. Happiness is me and me within myself. Touch somebody. The magnetic field will change. The psyche will change. You don't have to do a thing. You don't have to say a word. I went to Cancun. I hid in my room. I didn't want to do anything. The whole town knew that I was there. The whole town. There was a doorman who was a yoga student of one of our teachers. He told the teacher told everybody, everybody told everybody. It was supposed to be the most secret trip I ever took. I didn't tell anybody. But in a couple of hours, the whole town knew. I had a wonderful experience. They were those shamanistic healers, that Aztec type. They did everything. They beat me, spit at me, put water on me. Oh God, you can't imagine. They put herbs in me and everything. They rubbed eggs around me and read the eggs. But I was so silent in the whole universe. I was telling God, well, thank you for creating this way of healing too. Then I ended up healing them. I ended up fixing their spines and doing things. It was amazing to me. And they said, yes, you can't heal yourself, but you can heal us. I said, that's fine. How can one not be healed if one is laying down and 10 people are massaging you going, Yogaji, Yogaji? After that, what is left after 2 hours? Where is disease? You can't even live in your body. They give it so much beating. They were spanking me with flowers, with those branches of herbs, and they were so strong that I had spots all over my body. It was a shock treatment. You go through it. So one day when you become teachers, you'll be healers. You'll be great. You will know all the truth. You have all the wisdom and intuition. But one thing you have to have more than anything else, you have to be you. Nothing less than you will work. You minus ego is always you. You with your ego is always not you. I am because I am. I am because in the time and space I am. I am not by myself. 5.5 billion souls in human bodies are around me, and there is nothing like me. So you have to deal with all that is nothing like you. You are already in the shape of an alien to the known self of you. How many of you are here? Each of you here is each different. In this different world, all of you are one. That's what you have come to learn. We are here from 2 weeks. I was told to entertain you, and I said, hell, I'm not going to teach this course. Send them back. Refund their money and let them go home. I have 27 years of insults which I have borne. I have not come here to collect students and be appreciated. The relationship between you and me is like a granite stone and a hammer and a chisel. Anytime you get offended, you do not like me, you can leave. You're not welcome, because there's no nonsense which should make sense to you, and there's no sense which should be nonsense to you. That's what you have come here to learn. Man has to be trained. This is our first course. This is how we are going to train you. We are going to train you that in every confrontation. Head on. You take the altitude. The moment you take altitude, things become little. You're looking for big things. But you have come here not to look for big things. You have come here to become big. So big that you cover everything, that you cannot say no. So big like sunshine. You can't say, I'll shine on this, I won't shine on that. No. Do you understand the beauty of when somebody said to me, you idiot, you rotten egg, what are you doing in America? I said, I'm here. But what are you doing? I said, I'm listening to your abuse. What do you mean? I said, I'm understanding it. You are angry and abusive. Are you going to do something about it? I said, nothing. It's not worth it. I won't do it. You can do a little more. I'll be fine. You are provoking me. I said, no, I'm not provoking you, but I just want to tell you I'm very combat trained. I just want to let you know. And my student moved. No, I said. It's between me and him. He's angry and abusive. Let him have the fun. Let him have the maximum. I am very well trained. I can be very peaceful, and nobody will support me in this. This was at the University of California at Berkeley. You're not afraid of the knife? I said, no, I wear it. What do you mean, afraid of it? I'm not afraid of anything. I just enjoy. I said, abuse. Go ahead, provoke me. You're not going to be provoked? I said, why should I get provoked? Insanity is a bewitchment, and it's an enjoyment in itself. It's entertainment. Why not see the entertainment? It's free. Go ahead, I said. Keep on abusing. Finally, he got tired. He sat down. He bowed. I said, this won't work either. Tell me why you're angry. He said, you're from India? I said, hope so. You came to the University of California at Berkeley. Everybody wants to come to class. They didn't let me come to your class. I want to hear you. I heard you. You're very wise, but I can't be your student. I understand you hate people. I said, wow, everything is one-way traffic? You have to listen to me? What? I said, I don't know how to hate you. At least that I confirm. You can abuse as much as you want. It's very nice of you. And if you attack me with this knife, I'll snatch this knife from your hand and I'll give it back to you. I like this knife. It's very good. If you allow me, I can keep it. I ended up with a knife. I still have it. Understand this very clearly. The first principle is, if your presence doesn't work, nothing works. Number 2, if you are not you, nothing works. If within 3 sentences you cannot prove that you work, then nothing will work. In 3 sentences, you have a limit of only 3 sentences. And if you cannot, within 3 sentences, win the trust of another person, nothing works. If in the first sentence you cannot make the person understand you are wise and loving, nothing works. Don't look at the situation, look at yourself. You are working. It is your situation and you are in command of it. You have nothing else to worry about. Once you are you, all will be around you as you want. That's the catch-22. Was I loud enough? Did you hear it? Will you remember it? Don't sell your soul. The body is given a structure. Don't sell your body. The mind is given to you as a servant. Don't let it make you a yo-yo. Your mind is your servant, your body is your vehicle, and your soul is your residence. Do not make yourself cheap. Do not live like a creep, and do not weep. If God puts you into bad environments, into the worst environments, into tragic environments, into horrible environments, all calamities, insult, tragedy, it's just for you to face and win it. And that's only the first sound. Wah. You know you chant, Wah Hey Guru? It's the first sound. Wah. Wah. Well, God, have fun. What you do is you go to a movie, buy your popcorn, take your Diet Coke, right? And then see them shooting, running, horseback riding, sexing and Xing and everything. Just enjoy your hour and a half. Come out and you wasted $7. You pay $7 to pass time. One thing about humans is they can't pass time within themselves. But the day you will learn to pass time within yourself, you will have a mastery over time, and time shall serve you. Then you are the master. That's the challenge to the human. Now you can ask me a few questions so I can quit. Student, you mentioned about discipline. Even with the best intentions and practice, would it be sufficient to take us through the journey, or do we need grace as well? Without grace, there is no discipline. And discipline means that you keep your grace in the most disgraceful environments. Not having the most disgraceful environments is no discipline. Calamity is to set the climate. Tragedy is to set the target. Your fear is your enemy, not your soul or your strength. You are afraid of your own fear. It tells you, uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Do you know how many people ask me every day what to do? The first thing the person who organized this program told me was, "Oh, it'll feel good. Let us give them a dinner and let them intermingle." She said something like that. I didn't want to tell this here because I'm a holy man, but I said, "Throw them out in the river. We have asked them. Trust. Come, we'll make you a teacher. What are we going to do? Entertain them? Isn't it a lie to start with? I'm not Swamiji and this G and that G. I'm going to tell them that I'm going to roast them alive. I'm not that kind. My kindness is your death. My kindness means you'll never be a teacher. Never. My affection is that I totally carve you out, and you cannot get defeated by time. I am no enemy. Your enemy is time and space. If I don't make you ride above time and space, I have failed. Not you. You came, you paid, you have done your job. Now it is your stamina, whether you can stand it or not. That's a different story. I am combat trained. I know how to eat ego for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And once the man's ego is gone, everything left is divine. There's no duality. Ego creates duality, and you cannot be combating time and space. You will always have an argument with yourself. What is the way out? You can't make it. The way out is either slowly suffer the rest of your life or suffer once in a while and get out of all of this. You know, Kundalini yoga does not take very long. 3 minutes maximum, or 11 minutes, or 62 minutes. It creates in the brain the imprint of evaluation, that there is no pain but achievement. And once the mind is trained to achieve, you can reach infinity. Everybody wants a disciple. It's good. People give gifts, say hello, and touch your feet. It looks cozy, don't we think so? Plus pretty girls and makes kissing sounds. It's quite a lot of temptation. There's so much. But what if in the end, the person dies creating not one teacher? What a death. Discontinued. Swamiji so-and-so. Discontinued. You know, on a computer, it says erased. That's not what you are here for. That's not what life is. That's not reality. That's not truth. Your truth must produce. Your one touch must produce 0 into 10. That's a law. That's why for 27 years I've been lying low and letting it go as it is, earning my own bread, doing my business, living like a normal person. Finally, it's my time to go. So in the few years I have left, I thought I may just train teachers as somebody trained me. This is not training for you to become popular. I owe this to the one who trained me. That is the intention, if you want to know the intention. You pay back what you get. Nothing is free. Well, when I got to see my teacher, I had 50 horsemen, horses, tents. You know, I was a prince. When I got there, I was given 1 bunker bed, 1 bucket of lime, and there was a note. Your job is to keep the outhouses clean. Don't come with baggage and paraphernalia. You have come here for self. Be yourself. I learned it. My teacher never had to repeat it afterwards. I was always myself. When you are yourself, people will ask your advice. They ask your counsel. They love you. They need you. Because always self needs self. Everything can be bought and sold other than self. Understood? Are we developing an understanding? Do you understand why you are here? Mind you, we have 2 weeks only. Time is still on us. And within those 2 weeks, we have to deliver ourselves the first concept. I am. I am. I am. Doesn't matter what. This you normally forget. That is the first mistake of a man born on this earth. They do not remember that God created them, and they did not create themselves, and that everything for them from birth to death is created. Simply, you have to harvest it. All the time you waste in logic, argument, reason, fantasies, emotion, commotion, you don't reach the destination. The destination is where your Creator has created for you peace, tranquility, grace, wealth, health, happiness. You know these shamans who are working on me? It was not those people or what they believe or what they said. God, it was their innocence. They were so innocent. When I thanked them in the end, you know what they told me? Oh, our Lord God has given us an honor to allow us to work on you. They were so happy. You are talking about happiness? They were so happy. So we have these 2 weeks. We'll sit down and discuss. And if anybody has an objection, don't just pack up and go. Confront me and then go. The course is not going to be very sweet and soft. Let me show you that. So at least it's a human courtesy that you have come all the way. Sometimes we'll hit your ego so badly that you'll be hurting. There will be no hurt, but that's the way it feels. I know because I have gone through it myself. So if you feel bad or feel hurt or feel negative and you feel you cannot take it, please come directly and ask me those questions. That's your right. Don't be a cheat. Self-cheating is the main thing we do. Those are the lies we live. When we cannot confront something, we escape. When I joined my first class, we were 252 people. 3 months later, we were only 72. But I said, heck, I'm going to learn. Doesn't matter what. One day somebody said, don't you think it's very painful? I said, what? Death? What does that matter? If this is the way they'll kill me, I'll die. I'll be fine. At least I'll keep learning. I'm not going to go away. And that's why I brought America a new word. Keep up. You'll be kept up. That needs self-discipline. I give you a thought today. When a negative thought hits you, that is positive. You're lucky. Hit it with a positive thought. You are the best. One day I was caught in between 2 pressures. There was one big thing with a wheel and the other I was holding. If I did not hold it properly and that wheel released, that big pole would hit my neck in the back and my head would roll about 50 feet. The impact was very well calculated. I was stuck. I said to myself, it's a very ungraceful situation, but it's a graceful way of dying. Hallelujah, so be it. I just pushed, and on the pressure it went about 1 foot down, and with that I went, and the pole went over me, And I looked at that moment, wow. At that moment, it was between me and my death. The only thing which kept me alive was me, and it is what you people call God. For 2,000 years, you have been told you have to find God. You are not going to believe me in 1 minute that you are God. There's no other God. The problem is, you are right or wrong. That doesn't matter. God is God. In the Piscean age, we have been told not to accept God 100%. We only accept a good God. Good guys and good God, right? What about bad guys and bad God? That belongs to us too. That's where Kundalini Yoga says, Ida and Pingala, and accepting is Shushmana. If you want to know the most secret thing, Ida, Pingala, and Shushmana, positive, negative, and neutral. Sa means totality. Sa means infinity. This is the first sound with which God created the universe. Not this little planet ping-pong ball called Earth, the whole universe. If you reach the stage of the ultimate seeing God and you become God's man, this is what you will see. Impulse playing, dancing between itself, and that impulse is by itself, so nobody's the creator. Creator is being its own creator, so it's a continuous impulse. It's a 3.5 cycle psyche, which exists in an absolute golden and blue color. And it creates the projection, progressive progression of white and white and white. That's how it is. Some days are not white. The progression is white. Daylight is not white. Progression is white. So that is the sa. Ta means life. So when you say sa, ta is the middle, life. And when you say nam, this mantra can give you heaven and earth in balance. This one word, sat nam. Like Om. Om cannot be chanted, cannot be spoken. It's not a spoken word. Om. I'm doing it right now. One blow and your whole being. Yogi Bhajan points to his 10th gate and circles the top of his head with his finger, can be elevated to as it should be. So you have come here to learn. Please go from here learned. Don't come here Mr. So-and-so or Miss So-and-so or Ms. So-and-so. Don't come here as students or teachers. Come here to learn and go back learned. Come back again to learn more and go back to teach more. That is what we want. A teacher is God's responsibility. You all love God, I know, but God loves teachers, that I know too. He takes care of me so well, you can't believe it. You'll love it. People ask me, why do you wear jewelry? Why not? I have many very rich children. Why not? Why not? There's no ego involved. They give me gifts. I do PR for them. That's okay. That's a good bargain. But you will take nothing with you except goodwill. And goodwill is nothing but God's will. People bring me presents. What does it take? It takes a long time. I have to sit before the altar and pray for their prosperity. It's constant prayer, which is your constant power, and your heart chants all the time. Your breath chants all the time. You chant all the time. Your 10 trillion cells, your 30 trillion living dancing cells, and your life term is one breath. It comes. Adam. Adam, you call him. Adam. Ah means come. Dum means breath. Humma, hum, brahm, hum. Same thing. Eve is my hava, Mother Air, which carries the prana to you. These are fundamentals. Adam loved Eve and we became creation, right? Thanks to their snake and to the apple, or whatever that was. Otherwise, we would have been sitting right there. Oh my God, 2 people sitting in close environments. Solitary confinement. Unbelievable. Adam was very wise. He ate the apple. Thanks to Adam, we are all here. And thanks to you, I am here today. Otherwise, I would be running around in Mexico somewhere else. They actually planned it. They wanted to kidnap me for another week. I said, no, I have to go back. I promised. I hope you enjoy your stay and the torture which comes with it, and that you will be strong, brave, and courageous. And remember what I say, it isn't the life that matters, it's the courage you bring to it. Do not give up courage, you will always win. Do not give up hope, you will always have a scope in life. Do not give yourself, and God will always be there in you. Don't pull down the shutters of hopelessness and discourage yourself. God doesn't dwell outside of you. In God you dwell. Many of you have received correspondence from me. There's a flag under Siri Singh Sahib's seal which says, "In God I dwell." That is a message for you, and you have come here to be trained in 2 weeks so you can go back dwelling in Almighty God. How can you go wrong?